No longer in the shadows, forced to stay behind, but side by side in true equality. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never ever cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality the peace.
Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Women Empowerment Program, still being organized and sponsored by the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative, also known as Partners West Africa Nigeria, P1. My name is Nkem Okereke, your host for the show, with my co-host Ijoma Iwe. For today, we'll be discussing the topic, media as a tool for women empowerment, because we believe that the media is a powerful tool to uplift, empower and support women positively, and we know that when a woman is empowered, the whole world is empowered. Our guest for today is a journalist with over 20 years of experience in her career, and she's also the Assistant Director for Digital Media Department of Voice of Nigeria. We'll go on a short break now and then come back with our guest.
Welcome back to the show. Our guest for today is a leadership coach, having been trained by the UNDP in its Transformational Leadership Development Program. She is certified by the International Federation of Journalists, IFJ, to train journalists on gender equity and safety, in which over 500 journalists have benefited. She's a gender rights activist and also the convener of the OK Nights Foundation, an NGO that provides a platform of support for families of children with special needs and advocates for inclusion in all spheres. Please welcome with us this morning, Hajiya Rafat Salami. Good morning, Ma, and you're welcome to the
Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much, Nkem. Nice.
You're welcome, Ma. So we'll go on to ask you the first question of the day. What does women empowerment mean to you?
Well, women empowerment is about giving space to women to actualize their dream and to reach their full potential. Okay. That's what essentially women empowerment is about. Allowing a woman, just like any other person, the space you give a man should also be available for the woman to reach her potentials. Simple.
Okay. The space you give a man should also be available for a woman. Okay. Is it possible that you throw more light on that so that people will understand?
Oh, definitely. There are a lot of things you and I take for granted today.
Yes.
We take it for granted that we'll come to this studio and do this recording. There was a time it was not possible for both of us to do that. We take it for granted that you have your child, you put your child in school, whether a man or a woman, a girl or boy. There was a time when you have to be a boy to go to school. You take it for granted that as a woman, you can walk into a school and enroll your child. There was a time it was not possible that a woman will enroll her child. They will ask you, where is the father? It is the father who enrolls the child, right? You take it for granted that you and I will drive our cars. Women fought for that. So we try to make women understand that all the things we do today that we take for granted were actually fought for. So that's why we advocate that we must continue to teach history. Okay. People should understand that because your mother, your sister, your wife could drive her car, a woman in this country fought for that. Yeah. It didn't just come to us on a platter of gold. And that is why we also have to keep paying it forward by fighting and advocating for any other infringement on the right of a woman, because we are doing what we are doing today because others paid the price for it. So we all must together pass on the baton. Do something incrementally, very little, step by step, but we are incremental. We are deliberate in doing things that will improve the quality of the life of a woman.
All right, thank you very much for that. So I would take from what you just said now that women empowerment has been progressive over the years.
It has been.
And you also believe that there is also room for improvement.
A lot of room. There's so much that is not happening now that needs to happen.
Yeah.
There are still women in this country who cannot go to the hospital without the permission of their husbands. I have interacted with them, so I know. There are still women in this country who cannot, or young ladies who are pulled out of school to get married.
Wow.
Yeah, the National Bureau of Statistics put the figure at about 18% of our young girls are pulled out to get married. So before age of 15, 16, they're already married. They're taken out of school, right? There are women today who cannot aspire to work except a male figure gives them permission to work. These are things we need to talk about. That is the space we need to open. Look, the traditional African woman, the traditional Nigerian woman, the women I know are very hardworking women. We are hardworking women. We multitask. If you want to know how hardworking a woman is, go to a bus stop and see her hawking her food, hawking her wares with her baby on her back, with one in school. She's struggling, but she will continue to struggle until we open the space for her.
Yes. There's this example, I don't know if you saw it recently, of a young girl that is handicapped.
Just 2 days ago, she has had the opportunity of meeting the governor of Lagos State. A lot of money has come into her. Now she has a proposal from a man. A lot of things are happening for her because she was tenacious.
Yes.
She was tenacious. She was determined to make something out of her life, and somebody picked it from there. Now that tenacity is what all women must have. Look, some of us are created strong. Like her, she's strong. So she was able to push through boundaries, push through her disability to get something going for herself. Not every woman is that strong. That is why, for those of you who can stand, you must lift somebody. That's how the chain will continue. You must pick up somebody, at least one person. When you help her make easy where she sells her wares, when you make easy how she tends to her child, when you make easy maternity leave in the office, for instance, when you make easy, do you know menstrual cycle can wreck a woman? A woman's monthly period can incapacitate her. Do we have space to understand that and not be judgmental?
Thank you very much. I really appreciate what you have said so far on giving women space and on women empowerment. So, when we are doing your introduction, we mentioned earlier that you have over 20 years.
Yes, I started journalism in 1997 and I joined Voice of Nigeria in 2000.
That's beautiful.
2001.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's exactly 20 years. So, based on your wealth of experience in media and communications, do you think media is a great tool for empowerment of women?
We got here because of the media, because of the great things the media has been doing. We'll go further when we as media people, and thankfully there are more women in the media today than it used to be. And then thankfully again, the space in the media has also been expanded. Women are covering bits other than women and health. There was a time when the only bit a woman will cover is women, children, health, and then you are a presenter. Now women are covering energy, they are covering security, they are going to the war front, they are going to battle areas, they are doing everything that they want to do and are fit to do. Now, if we have created, thankfully that space is wide, though so much more needs to be done even within the media space, we need to also use the media space to give women a voice. Make women understand that she is not alone. No woman is alone. She's not alone, but she doesn't know she's not alone. She thinks the world is on her shoulders. So we need to make her understand that. We need to also, like, I have a girl, a young lady who works somewhere close to where I live. I looked at her and called her and said, "You have children?" She said, "Yes." She looks motherly. Though I know she's young, but she looks motherly. She said, yes, she has 2 children. She dropped out of JSS 3 and eloped with a man. She was probably 15 at that time, or 16, 14, 15, eloped with a man. Then she had another one, and the man has abandoned her and walked away. So she was feeling terrible. And I told her, education will not make your marriage work. A lot of married women are divorcees, right? But what education gives you is that even when the marriage does not work, you are still able to live your life. Yes. Now, you cannot live your life and you're not married because you left school. So we need to create that space, for instance, to keep more girls in school for longer. Let every girl finish secondary school. When you finish secondary school, there is something in you that triggers. You want to do, you have seen much more in the world. And then we need to protect younger girls from, your emotions will run wild at age 13, 14, 15, 16. Emotions will run wild. She has no control over her emotions at that age. She could crush on anybody, and there are people who will take advantage of her. That is why we, as the matrons of the society, have to protect them at that age for them to understand that they have to complete their studies. You want to elope? Yes, elope after your studies. By the time you finish secondary school, you will want to do something else. You will have outgrown or learned how to manage those emotions, and then you want to do something for yourself. Now, we need to also, like the lady in Lagos that got so much help, we need to tell her success stories. We need to tell success stories, not of all those of us in our glamorous offices, but those who are aching in life out of the streets. Let's open it and let people understand that you still can do so much for yourself. We tell those success stories, bring out the challenges they are facing and help them to overcome these challenges. So the media has been playing a very good role, and it has to expand and get it better.
Yeah, for instance, I would say that it is because of the media that we were able to notice the person in Lagos that...
Social media. Social media. Now, are women also using social media to tell their own stories? Because conventional, with social media, it broke the barriers of conventional. I could tell my story and go viral, and then the mainstream media will come and pick it from there, as it was the case. Now, media utilization by women is also something that we need to look at beyond the fashion of, oh, take a selfie here, post there, post there. There is so much you can do with the media. Use it to sell yourself, tell your story. There is so much you can harvest. So it is that media literacy that we also need to drive, so that people understand that if the big gurus like you don't come looking for them, they can do their own thing themselves.
And you also mentioned that women should know that they are not alone.
No, you are not alone.
Yeah, so how can I know that I'm not alone?
By telling my own story. See, when I have a child with special needs, and then I know that a lot of people, that's why I founded the Okenite Foundation. Okenite is an English word, many people don't know. It's a rare gem. So rare, many people don't know the word too. So I don't blame people when they don't know what Okenite means. Now, in telling my own story that I have a child with special needs, I'm grateful to God that I have empowered others too, who are battling stigma and discrimination. I battled it, and I really don't live my life for anybody. Those who know me know I really don't bother myself with so many things, really. But I'm created like that. But there are people who bother, who it affects so badly that it incapacitates them. It affects me, but it doesn't incapacitate me. So one day I tell myself, look, Rafa, tell your story. I use social media. I began to tell my story. Now, people refer people to me. So who should it be? Why not you? So it came, and we are fine with it. And we've made, as women, we have a lot of challenges. You have a divorce, you are ashamed of talking about a divorce, so that they don't say you are a bad woman. People are dying
Yeah.
in their marriages. So why do you have to die there? You have to be alive first to even face the stigma. Because even after you die, we still stigmatize you.
Very true. So experience sharing actually helps women bond, and when you find someone that is going through the same pain you're going through,
or something similar, it helps you to know that really it's not even because I'm a terrible or bad person, but things will just happen. That's why it's life. Things will happen.
Okay. So thank you very much, and we will be going on a short break now. We'll also come back and we'll continue with this very wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back from the break. I hope you're enjoying this wonderful conversation because our guests have really enlightened us in different areas on the topic we are discussing. We'll continue with the question. Ma, we want to find out what other roles do media play in empowering women, or what roles do you think the media play in empowering women?
Yeah, the other roles I think, apart from telling women's stories, is also to make women the focus. And bring men out again, you know. There are lots of men who understand gender issues much more than women. Some women do.
Yeah.
A lot of men do. I'm privileged to have met so many of them. Yeah. Let's have also men talk about gender issues so that other men will understand that it is not an expression of their strength when they start beating their wives. It actually reduces them. Let them see role models in others. You understand? Yeah. And then in our programming for women, we must also emphasize issues of equity and safety. And emphasize issues of equity and safety for women. If a woman works late hours, how safe is she within, even within the workplace, how safe is she? How safe is she from sexual harassment, even within the workplace? In the trainings we do across this country, we've been to 17 states, training journalists. Female journalists tell us the kind of sexual harassment they face in the workplace. Sometimes, the male boss will not give you a schedule unless he has sexual relations with you.
Wow.
Sometimes, for those in the broadcast industry, they won't let you go on air, be a face on air, unless they have something to do with you. Some even think that hitting your backside, holding you, should come with your presence in the office. Now, that is within the media. So what we try to do is to ask women to create safe spaces within the workplace for women to be able to report sexual harassment.
Okay.
I should be able to go to work, not bothered that somebody will touch me inappropriately. A man does not touch a man inappropriately.
Of course.
So why touch me? And then some men also say women harass them. The way they dress, the way they do things. They say, okay, let's strike a balance. Be officious when you're at work.
Yeah.
Be officious. You are there to work.
Yeah.
So, these are the kind of balances the media has to create for itself and then for others.
Another thing is, I noticed that some women don't even understand what sexual harassment is.
Yes. In fact, in one of the programs, when we talk about sexual harassment, it is there they understand that it is not okay for a man to just wrap his hands around your waist.
Of course.
And some men just think it's okay. And then the women, some don't like it, but it seems to be prevalent, is a norm,
They can't express.
and they don't want to look, you know.
Okay.
I am not afraid to look different and act differently.
Yeah.
I'm here to work, we do the job, we go home, and everybody's happy. So these are the kind of conversation to have, so that together we create safe spaces within our workplaces and outside the workplace.
Okay. So you were talking about women creating safe spaces. Is
Yes.
it just the responsibility of women to create these safe spaces?
The person abusing you will not create the safe space for you. That's the truth. It is only if you identify the men who are gender sensitive that you'll be able to say these are the ones, but the women should take it up.
Okay. So what are the key challenges and the key areas that you think the media should cover that they're not covering?
We're not doing enough in the rural areas.
Okay.
We're not doing enough in the rural areas. The rice revolution, or renewed revolution in Nigeria, since there was a ban on the importation of rice, have seen a lot of women empowered in the rural areas. We are not telling their stories enough.
Okay.
We are also not, because media utilization is poor, we are not empowering them to explore the opportunities they have with the media. Now, nearly everybody in the rural area today has a handset. You understand? Radio programming can target them and make them understand that, yes, you made quick money. If you follow the National Bureau of Statistics, when we were in recession, it was farming that took us out of recession first. And it was the rice that took us out of recession fast. And we knew that it was farmers who did that for us. Now, are we empowering women to understand that it was a boom for them? And with every boom, if you don't manage it, you will fall flat very soon.
Yeah, becomes a decline.
Yes. So we need those economic stories. We need that focus.
Okay.
We need the focus on sexual harassment. We need the focus on gender-based violence. We need the focus on protection of the girl child from early marriage, allowing her to complete secondary school first.
Okay. So from whatever we have discussed so far, everything, so I am taking it that women should create a safe space. We should also involve men when you talk about gender equality. I'm talking about equity. So Ijoma, I don't know whether you have some things to add to what.
Yeah, just to sum up, I liked when she said, share your experience.
Yes.
So it's tell your story. Don't
Yes.
just wait. When you, like the example we gave with the girl from Lagos, her story was everywhere on social
Yes.
media, and that was
Yes.
how she got help and became empowered, sort of, from gifts and help from other people. So share your stories. Let people know your story, and then they can draw strength from your
you.
own experience when you share your stories together. Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you
for
so
this
much.
Shadia Rafat Salami.
Thank you so
It was a
much.
pleasure having you today.
Nice.
So thank you, our viewers, for watching. And please join us again next week, Friday, same time, as we discuss another interesting topic still on women empowerment. See you next week. Bye.